I need to be honest with you. Something is happening at Target right now that most people are completely missing. While everyone is scrolling past these everyday items thinking they will always be there, insiders are quietly warning about massive shortages coming in 2026. And I'm not talking about toilet paper panic or hand sanitizer hysteria. I'm talking about 12 specific products that are about to disappear from Target shelves, and the prices could legitimately double by March. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share could save you thousands of dollars in the next few months. Essential number one is Target brand batteries. Let's start with something that sounds boring, but is absolutely critical. Target's Up and Up brand alkaline batteries. Right now, you can get a 48-pack of AA batteries for around $18. That is less than 40 cents per battery. But here is what is coming. The lithium shortage that everyone thinks only affects electric cars, it is about to hammer battery production across the board. Look, grocery prices are rising faster than most people can keep up with. I have done the math for you and put together a free emergency pantry blueprint that lists the exact 15 items you must keep, which you can buy from any store. It can feed your family for 2 weeks and costs less than takeout. You can grab the list for free at the link in description, so you can stop worrying and start prepping. Essential number two is Good and Gather canned tomatoes. Number two is sitting in the grocery section right now, and it is about to become liquid gold. Target's Good and Gather canned tomatoes. All varieties, diced, crushed, sauce paste. Buy them all. Here is what is happening that nobody is reporting. California, which produces 95% of America's processed tomatoes, is facing catastrophic water restrictions starting in 2026. I have a buddy who manages a tomato processing plant outside Fresno. He told me they are already projecting a 40% reduction in crop yield for next season. That does not just mean fewer tomatoes. It means processors will prioritize their premium contracts, their name brand clients. Store brands like Target's Good and Gather are going to be the first products cut from production runs. Right now, a 28-ounce can of Good and Gather crushed tomatoes is $1.19. By next summer, if you can find store-brand canned tomatoes at all, they will be $3 or more. That is not speculation. That is basic supply and demand. Here is why this matters beyond just pasta sauce. Canned tomatoes are the foundation of hundreds of meals. Chili, soup, stew, curry, shakshuka, pizza sauce. They are high in lycopene, which is great for your heart, and they last for years on the shelf. I did a calculation last week. My family uses about 4 cans of tomatoes per week in regular cooking. That is 200 cans per year. At current Target prices, that is $240 annually. But at projected 2026 prices, that same amount would cost me $600. So I have been buying 20 cans every Target trip for the past 2 months. I have got about 120 cans stored in my basement, and I am not stopping until I hit 300. Store them in a cool, dark place. The cans are good for at least 5 years. Rotate through them in your normal cooking. This is not weird prepper behavior. This is just smart household economics. When everyone else is complaining about tomato prices next year, you will be sitting on a stockpile you bought at 2024 pricing. Essential number 3 is zip-top storage bags. All right, number 3 might sound ridiculous, but trust me on this. Zip-top storage bags, specifically Target's Up and Up brand freezer bags. Gallon size, quart size, snack size, all of them. Right now, a box of 90-gallon freezer bags is $8.99 at Target. Here is what is about to change everything. The resin used to make these bags, it comes from petroleum byproducts. With oil prices projected to spike in 2026 and new environmental regulations hitting plastic manufacturers, the cost of producing plastic bags is about to explode. But there's something even bigger. Several states are implementing extended producer responsibility laws starting in 2026. Basically, manufacturers will have to pay fees for every plastic product they produce. Those costs get passed directly to consumers. Industry analysts are projecting a 120% price increase on plastic storage bags by mid-2026. That $8.99 box could easily be $20. But here is why you actually need these beyond just storing leftovers. In any scenario where you are preserving food, rationing supplies, or organizing your stockpile, zip-top bags are essential. You can portion out bulk foods, protect electronics from moisture, create ice packs, organize medical supplies, and even use them for emergency water storage. Last summer, during a hurricane scare, I used gallon freezer bags to waterproof important documents. They are multi-purpose survival tools that happen to be dirt cheap right now. Here is my buying strategy. I get 5 boxes every Target run. I store them in their original boxes in a climate-controlled space. Plastic bags do not expire. They are good indefinitely as long as you keep them away from extreme heat. I currently have about 1,000 bags in my storage area. That sounds like a lot, but when you start using them for food preservation and organization, you go through them faster than you think. The best part? They take up almost no space, and there is zero risk in buying ahead. You will use them eventually. Better to buy at $9 per box now than $20 per box in 9 months. Essential number 4 is Target brand baby wipes. Number 4 is crucial even if you do not have kids. Target's Up and Up baby wipes. Unscented, sensitive skin, fragrance-free, whatever. Just buy them. Right now, you can get a 480-count refill pack for about $11. That is less than 2 cents per wipe. But here is what hospitals and nursing homes already know. Baby wipes are about to get hammered by a perfect storm of shortages. The non-woven fabric that makes up the wipe material, it comes from suppliers in Asia who are already experiencing production delays. The purified water used in wipes is becoming more expensive to process due to new contamination standards. And the plastic packaging is subject to those same resin cost increases I just mentioned. I talked to a nurse last month who said her hospital has started rationing baby wipes for the first time ever. They are being told to prepare for significant shortages starting in early 2026. Prices are expected to double, possibly triple. But here is why you need these even if you do not have babies. Baby wipes are the most versatile cleaning and hygiene product you can store. In a power outage, no water situation, or while traveling, baby wipes are how you stay clean. You can use them for personal hygiene, cleaning surfaces, wiping down equipment, removing stains, even cooling down in hot weather. During the Texas freeze, when people had no running water for a week, baby wipes were more valuable than food. People were offering $20 for a single pack at gas stations. I personally keep 20 packs, about 10,000 wipes, in a storage closet. They last for years as long as you keep the packages sealed. Once you open a pack, they will dry out eventually, but unopened packs are stable for 5 years or more. Think about this practically. If water service is interrupted or you are in a situation where bathing is not possible, baby wipes become your hygiene system. They're also incredible for sick family members, elderly care, camping, road trips, and keeping in your car for emergencies. At 2 cents per wipe, this is the cheapest insurance you can buy. By next year, you will be paying 5 cents or more per wipe, if you can find them at all. Essential number 5 is over-the-counter pain relievers. Number 5 is something everyone uses, but nobody is stockpiling. Target's Up and Up brand pain relievers. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, aspirin, all of them. A 500-count bottle of ibuprofen is currently $9.99 at Target. That is 2 cents per pill. Here is what is happening behind the scenes. About 80% of the active pharmaceutical ingredients in over-the-counter medications come from manufacturers in India and China. And both countries are currently experiencing regulatory crackdowns on pharmaceutical plants due to quality control issues. Multiple manufacturing facilities have been shut down in the past year. At the same time, global demand for these medications is increasing. An aging population means more people need pain relievers daily, but production capacity is actually shrinking. Pharmaceutical industry insiders are warning about significant shortages of basic OTC medications starting in 2026. We are talking about empty shelves for weeks at a time, and when supply is limited, prices skyrocket. That $9.99 bottle could easily become $25 or more. Here is why this is critical beyond just headaches. Ibuprofen reduces inflammation and fever. In a medical emergency where you cannot get to a doctor, these medications can be life-saving. Acetaminophen is crucial for managing pain without stomach irritation. Aspirin has blood-thinning properties that are important for heart health. I keep a rotating stock of about 2,000 pills of each type. That sounds like a lot, but for a family of 4, that is less than a 2-year supply if you are using them regularly. The expiration dates on these medications are extremely conservative. Studies have shown that pills stored properly remain effective for years beyond their printed expiration date. Keep them in a cool, dry place away from humidity, and they will maintain potency. Here is my buying pattern. Every time I am at Target, I grab 2 bottles. I write the purchase date on the bottle with a marker and rotate through them. Oldest gets used first. Newest goes to the back of the cabinet. This is not hoarding. This is responsible household management. When your kid has a fever at 2 a.m. and the stores are closed or empty, you will be glad you have a stockpile. And at current prices, you are basically getting them at a 60% discount compared to what they will cost next year. Essential number 6 is Target brand aluminum foil. Number 6 is going to sound bizarre, but it is backed by hard data. Aluminum foil specifically targets good and gather heavy-duty aluminum foil. Right now, a 75 square foot roll is $4.99. By spring 2026, that same roll will be $12 or more. Here's why. Aluminum prices are surging globally due to energy costs. Producing aluminum requires massive amounts of electricity, and with energy prices climbing worldwide, aluminum manufacturers are cutting production. China, which produces 55% of the world's aluminum, has already announced production caps for 2026 due to energy constraints. At the same time, demand for aluminum is exploding. Electric vehicle manufacturers need it, aerospace industries need it, and construction industries need it. The little bit of aluminum that goes into household foil is getting priced out of the market. Manufacturers are going to prioritize their high-margin industrial clients. Household aluminum foil will be the first product line to see shortages. But here is why you actually need foil beyond just cooking. Aluminum foil is an incredibly versatile survival tool. You can use it for cooking without pans, wrapping food for preservation, signaling for rescue, creating makeshift containers, insulating shelters, sharpening scissors, protecting plants from frost, and even making a funnel. I learned this on a camping trip, where we forgot half our cooking equipment. Aluminum foil saved us. We cooked fish by wrapping it in foil and placing it in the campfire. We made bowls by shaping foil over rocks. We even created a reflective surface to boost our campfire heat. Here is my storage strategy. I buy 10 rolls every time I see them on sale at Target. They do not expire, they take up minimal space, and there is literally zero downside to buying ahead. I currently have about 50 rolls, which sounds insane, but at $5 per roll, that is only $250 invested in something I will absolutely use over the next decade. Compare that to paying $12 per roll next year. I am essentially saving $7 per roll by buying now. That is a better return than most investments. Store them in a dry place. Keep them in the original packaging, and they will last indefinitely. When aluminum foil is $15 per roll in 2 years, you will feel like a genius. Essential number 7 is Huggies diapers at Target. All right, number 7 is specifically for parents, but even if you do not have kids, pay attention because this is valuable information you can share. Huggies diapers at Target are about to become unaffordable. Right now, a box of Huggies Snug and Dry Size 3 with 222 diapers costs about $44. That is roughly 20 cents per diaper. By March 2026, industry analysts are projecting that same box will be $75 or more. Here is what is driving this. The superabsorbent polymer used in diapers comes from petroleum derivatives. With oil prices increasing and production capacity limited, the raw material cost is skyrocketing. But there is another factor nobody is talking about. Major diaper manufacturers, including Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies, are consolidating production facilities. They are closing plants and centralizing manufacturing, which creates bottlenecks in the supply chain. I have a friend who works in diaper distribution. He told me that retailers are already seeing reduced shipment sizes. What used to be a full pallet delivery is now a half pallet, and it is only going to get worse. Here's the reality for parents. If you have a baby or toddler, you're going to need diapers regardless of the price. So why not lock in current pricing? A baby goes through about 2,500 diapers in the first year. At current prices, that is $500. At projected 2026 prices, that is $850. By buying ahead now, you save $350 per year per child. Here is my recommendation. If you have got a baby or are expecting, buy at least a 6-month supply right now. Size up if needed because kids grow into larger diapers anyway. Store them in a climate-controlled space. Keep them in original packaging, and they are good for years. Even if you do not have kids, this information is valuable for family members and friends. Share this with new parents you know. They will thank you when diaper prices explode next year. Essential number 8 is Target's Favorite Day coffee. Number 8 is for the coffee drinkers, and trust me, this one is serious. Target's Favorite Day coffee, particularly their whole bean medium roasts. Right now, a 12-ounce bag is $5.99. By 2026, that same bag will be $12 or more, if it is even available. Here is what is happening. Coffee is experiencing a global supply crisis driven by climate change. Brazil, which produces 40% of the world's coffee, has experienced devastating frosts and droughts in the past 2 years. Coffee plants take 3 to 4 years to mature, which means the damage from recent weather events will impact supply well into 2027. Vietnam, the second largest coffee producer, is shifting farmland away from coffee to more profitable crops. Overall global coffee production is declining while demand continues to increase. Commodity traders are already pricing in significant shortages. Coffee futures are up 45% in the past year. That cost has not fully hit retail prices yet, but it is coming. Major coffee brands are already shrinking bag sizes and raising prices quietly. But here is why Target's Favorite Day coffee specifically matters. It is surprisingly high quality for the price. They source from decent farms and roast in small batches. But as a store brand, they operate on thin margins. When coffee commodity prices spike, store brands are first to get cut because they're not profitable enough. I have been buying 4 bags every Target trip for the past 3 months. I have got about 30 pounds of whole bean coffee vacuum sealed in my pantry. Whole bean coffee stays fresh much longer than ground coffee. Stored properly in airtight containers in a cool, dark place, whole beans maintain quality for up to 2 years. Here's the pro move. Get a hand crank coffee grinder. Even if the power goes out, you can still grind fresh coffee. It costs about $30 and means you are never dependent on electricity for your morning coffee. For coffee drinkers, this is not optional. Coffee provides mental alertness, boosts morale, and honestly, in a stressful situation, a good cup of coffee can be the difference between keeping it together and falling apart. At current prices, you are getting premium coffee for generic pricing. Next year, you will be paying premium prices for whatever is left on the shelf, if anything. Essential number 9 is Target's Up and Up vitamins. Number 9 is something that disappeared from Target's website in certain states last month. Target's Up and Up brand multivitamins. The 365-count bottles that are basically a year's supply. Right now, when you can find them in stock, they are $19.99. That is 5 cents per day for a complete multivitamin. But here is what is happening behind the scenes. Vitamin and supplement manufacturers are facing the same active ingredient shortages I mentioned with pain relievers. Most vitamins are synthesized in chemical plants in China and India. Regulatory crackdowns and factory closures are creating supply bottlenecks. At the same time, demand is surging. Post-pandemic, people are much more focused on health and immunity. Vitamin sales have increased 30% and have stayed elevated. But production has not increased to match demand. This supply-demand imbalance is about to cause prices to explode. Industry reports are projecting a 100% price increase on store-brand vitamins by mid-2026. That $19.99 bottle will be $40 or more. Here is why this matters for preparedness. In a crisis situation where fresh food is limited, a multivitamin becomes critical for preventing deficiency diseases. If you are eating a lot of rice and canned goods, you are likely not getting complete nutrition. A multivitamin fills those gaps. I keep a 2-year supply for my entire family. That is about 8 bottles total, costing less than $160. Stored in a cool, dry place, vitamins remain effective for years beyond their expiration date. The expiration date is when a manufacturer guarantees 100% potency. After that date, potency slowly declines, but they remain beneficial for years. Here is my buying strategy. Every time I am at Target, I check the vitamin aisle. If they have the 365-count bottles in stock, I grab 2. I have noticed they have been out of stock more frequently in recent months, which confirms what my sources are saying about supply issues. Do not wait on this one. When vitamins become scarce, you will not be able to find them at any price. And maintaining your health during a crisis is not optional. 5 cents a day for nutritional insurance is the best deal in this entire list. Essential number 10 is Target brand trash bags. Number 10 sounds incredibly boring, but it is backed by the same supply chain logic. Target's upping up trash bags, specifically the 13-gallon tall kitchen bags. A box of 80 bags is currently $8.99. These are about to become a luxury item. Here's why. Trash bags are made from the same petroleum-based resin as storage bags. Same supply issues, same cost increases, same regulatory pressures. But there is an additional factor. As municipalities struggle with waste management costs, many are implementing programs that require specific types of bags. This creates additional demand on manufacturing, which further strains supply. By 2026, that $8.99 box will easily be $20. But here is why you need trash bags beyond just taking out the garbage. In a disaster scenario, trash bags are incredibly versatile. You can use them for emergency raincoats, waterproofing supplies, creating emergency shelters, lining boxes for storage, disposing of waste when sanitation services are interrupted, and even as makeshift gloves. During Hurricane Harvey, people were using trash bags for everything: waterproofing valuables, creating flotation devices, and protecting important documents. A $9 box of trash bags solved dozens of problems. I keep about 500 trash bags in various sizes. Kitchen bags, lawn bags, contractor bags, all of them. They store flat, they do not expire, and they take up minimal space. This is a zero-risk prep. You will use them eventually, so why not buy at today's prices instead of tomorrow's? Here is a specific use case that changed my thinking. Last year, our sewage backed up during a storm. We could not use toilets for 3 days. Trash bags lined with absorbent material became our emergency sanitation system. Without them, the situation would have been genuinely dangerous from a health perspective. For less than $50, you can stock up on a year's worth of trash bags at current pricing. Or you can pay $150 for that same amount next year. The choice is obvious. Essential number 11 is Target's Good and Gather canned beans. Number 11 is a classic prep item, but Target's specific brand is about to disappear. Good and Gather canned beans, all varieties. Black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, chickpeas, whatever they have. Right now, a 15-ounce can is 89 cents. This is an absolute steal, and it will not last. Here is what is coming. The same factors affecting canned tomatoes are hitting beans. Drought conditions in growing regions, reduced processing capacity, and supply chain bottlenecks. But there is something specific to Target. Good and Gather is Target's premium store brand. They position it as higher quality than basic store brands. But premium positioning means premium ingredient costs. When commodity prices spike, premium store brands get squeezed the hardest because they cannot maintain quality at low prices. Target will either discontinue certain Good and Gather products or raise prices dramatically. Either way, 89-cent cans of quality beans are going away. Beans are preparedness 101. They are shelf-stable for years, packed with protein and fiber, incredibly versatile and cheap calories. A single can provide about 350 calories and 20 grams of protein. Here is my strategy. I buy 20 cans every Target trip. I have got about 300 cans in my basement organized by type and expiration date. That sounds extreme, but for my family, that is only about 4 months of regular eating. Beans are the foundation of dozens of meals. Chili, soup, tacos, burritos, salads, dips, casseroles. They are also a complete protein when combined with rice. This is survival nutrition 101. Store them in a cool, dark place. Rotate through them in your normal cooking. Canned beans are good for at least 5 years, often much longer. The food inside remains safe. The worst that happens is the texture gets softer. At 89 cents per can, this is the most cost-effective protein you can store. By next year, you'll be paying $2 or more per can. Stock up now while Target still has them at this price point. Essential number 12 is Target's Up and Up toilet paper. All right, number 12. And we are ending with the obvious one that everyone learned about in 2020, toilet paper. But here's why Target's Up and Up brand specifically matters right now. A 12-pack of Mega Rolls is currently $13.99. This is about to change dramatically. The paper industry is facing a supply crisis. Lumber prices affect paper pulp costs. Environmental regulations are closing paper mills. Transportation costs are increasing. And consumer demand has permanently increased since 2020. People keep more at home now. But here is what makes Target's brand specifically vulnerable. As a store brand, they rely on contract manufacturers. When those manufacturers face capacity constraints, they prioritize their own branded products over store brand contracts. Target's Up and Up toilet paper will be the first to see supply interruptions. By March 2026, that $13.99 pack will be $25 or more, and availability will be sporadic. Here's the practical reality. You are going to use toilet paper regardless. It does not expire, it stores easily, and buying ahead is just smart household management. I keep a 3-month supply at all times. That is about 6 12-packs for my family. Every time I buy a new pack, I rotate the oldest into the bathroom, and the newest goes into storage. This is not hoarding. This is just being prepared. At current prices, a year's supply of toilet paper costs about $150. At projected prices, that same amount will be $300 or more. By buying ahead now, you are saving $150 minimum. That is a guaranteed return on investment. Store in a dry place, keep it away from moisture, and it will last indefinitely. This is the easiest, most obvious prep on this list, but people still will not do it until it is too late. Look, here's the bottom line. I just gave you 12 specific items at Target that are available right now at reasonable prices, but will be scarce and expensive within months. This is not fear-mongering. This is pattern recognition based on supply chain data and insider information. Every single item I mention has documented supply constraints coming. You can ignore this information and pay double next year, or you can take action now and lock in current pricing. The choice is yours. If this video gave you actionable information, smash that like button. Subscribe for more real-world preparedness content that is not hype or nonsense. Drop a comment and tell me which Target essential you are buying first. Next week, I am breaking down the 5 pieces of survival gear that are complete waste of money and what you should buy instead. You do not want to miss that one. Now get to Target.